my friend?
Great to talk to you. Let's talk about Rusev Day. It's obviously a catchphrase that's caught on. How amazed have you been how the response to this catchphrase has come from the WWE universe?
Well, it's more than just a catchphrase. It's a mentality. You know, you're celebrating yourself every day, like just who you are. So it's more than just, it's a cool catchphrase to say, because when you think about it, it's just what, Rusev Day. But it's more than that, and people understand that they feel the passion behind it. And that's why everybody's so behind it. It's just been an amazing response.
It has been an amazing response. Talking of amazing things, we're on the road to WrestleMania. It's a massive time of year. You obviously have one of the biggest WrestleMania entrances of all time. How much do you look forward to WrestleMania, and how much are you looking forward to celebrating Rusev Day on WrestleMania Day?
Well, it's the first ever, collaboration between WrestleMania and WrestleMania, so I'm looking forward to it. Because knowing what we've done before with the Tank and the Army and Lana and everything, so this will probably blow out, even further than that, because it's just that time of year. WrestleMania is the biggest spectacle of all time, so we got to make it even more special.
I wanted to ask you as well, Reece, a couple of questions. I know you're a big football fan. There's a big game for your team tomorrow night, Real Madrid, PSG. How do you like to see that game? Because you guys are not having a good season, are you?
I'm really nervous about this game, and I did watch them this Saturday. They played pretty well, 5-2 home game. It was a good little, warm-up game, but PSG is a whole new level. So it's going to be an instant classic, I feel like. We have the advantage of being at the Bernabeu, so I'm pretty sure that as long as Benzema doesn't fail, we'll be fine.
Perfect. I think we're going to move on because I think somebody's inside the eye of a hurricane right now. So,
Nice.
Maddie, if you want to go ahead at the Independent.
Yeah, thanks very much indeed for your time, sir. Good evening to you. I hope you're well.
How big is the eye?
Really, I would guess, it would be huge, I would guess. Fairly huge.
Instead of you saving your life, you're here talking with me.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what you're worth, you see. I wanted to make sure I spoke to you, possibly as the last thing I ever do, really. It seemed a worthwhile exercise.
Oh, man, I'm going to give you the best answers of your life. Let's hit it.
That's great stuff. Well, I just wanted to talk to you, as the chap was just talking there about Rusev Day and the evolution of the Rusev character, if you like, because we've seen it take various forms over your years so far. How much do you sort of have to just sort of let that ride, really, and go by the seat of your pants with it and see where it takes you, really? Are you almost as surprised as everyone else, really, as to how the latest sort of change has gone through and processed?
Am I surprised? Well, it depends. I always knew what I have. I always knew that I'm more than just, the foreign guy. I have personality, and once I had the opportunity to show it, I just did it, and a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people frown upon it. They think I should be just stuck in that box. But that's just not me. I'm an artist, I have a lot more to offer than just a one-dimensional character. And I feel like people, the audience, the universe, WWE universe, sees that and they understand it. And they're behind it, man.
And it seems as well, just from sort of watching, especially recent months, that apart from anything else, that you are having a lot of fun doing what you're doing at the moment. Would that be fair?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Every single moment. Every moment. I love it.
Fantastic. The point was made about WrestleMania, especially being on Rusev Day this year, which is great. But it also happens that the European tour is falls on Rusev Day this year as well, coming back to the UK in a couple of months' time. I know you guys enjoy the European crowds, the UK crowds. Just a word about them, something you're looking forward to?
Oh, I love Europe. Like, every time we go to tour in Europe, it's my favorite time. The crowds are amazing. The food is terrible. But who cares? Because you have the crowd, you have the energy to feed from it. You know, it's just like bust show, bust show, bust show, and it's hard as it is. It's 2 weeks of wrestling every day, but it's just worth it every time you step to that curtain.
All right, thanks ever so much for your time. Hope to speak to you again. Have a great day. Thanks very much.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks. We'll go over to Jen Murphy.
Stay alive.
Stay alive.
Hey, happy Rusev Day. Can we expect that WrestleMania to be redubbed Rusev Week?
When you put two and two together, so one day is Rusev Day, the next day is Rusev Day, and then next thing you know, it's Rusev Week. You know, so it's just simple mathematics.
You know, in the 80s and 90s, characters kind of someone got a character over, you know, in the ring or through vignettes. There wasn't as many tools at their disposal as you have today. But I think those tools can work adversely as well. What have been the biggest obstacles or challenges for you in getting your character over to the point where it is now?
I mean, I don't know. You're right. Like, social media and all that, you're always exposed. People always see you. You know, I always got to leave and put makeup on because I'm afraid I'm going to get a bad selfie or something. But it comes with the territory. Yes, it's different than the 80s and 90s when everything was more protected. And now you're just out there. And I think it's good as well because people can get to see your personality, you know, who you are. It's not who they see in that 10-minute TV segment. And I think that's why people fall in love with characters that are not necessarily, you know, top of the list or the WWE champion or whatsoever.
It kind of reminds me of what happened with Daniel Bryan a few years ago. The fans seem to be willing your character, Rusev Day, and your character, you know, over. What is that? How different is that for you, given, you know, where you've been to this point? You came in as a heel, you went unbeaten for over a year. You've mostly stayed a heel, even though you've sort of towed that line. How different is the dynamic for you now? You know, when the fans seem to be filling you over as a face, maybe?
Well, it just makes me smile. Every time I hear somebody say Rusev Day, it just makes me smile. When you've been stuck in the, you know, the heel, you know, the bad guy, boss, the foreigner that never talks or whatsoever, you know, and once you get out of it, you have the ability to just have fun and be you, and it's good, man. It's a good feeling. It's the best time of my career, the most fun I had in my career, right next to when I was feuding with, like, Lana and calling her Cold Fish and all that.
And my last point, you know, it's more of a point than a question, but it wasn't that long ago I remember you having to take to social media to refute reports that you were unhappy with your role in WWE. Do you feel that, you know, you've set the example for how you can sort of tune that stuff out and focus your character in and literally can turn things around almost overnight?
I don't think I said that I'm not happy with I just wanted to do more, and I still wanted to do more. Like, nothing has changed when you think about it. Like, what has changed since then? It's not like they saw Rusev unhappy. Oh, let's make him happy. No, it doesn't work that way. It is what it is. I don't even know how to explain it. You just got to go out there and say what you got to say and keep doing it every day.
Great. Well, thanks, and I'm truly enjoying it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. We're going to move over to Neil Docking at the Mirror. Neil, if you're still there, you can go ahead.
Hi, Rusev, how are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to speak to you. I just wanted to ask you, obviously a lot of people have covered, the reaction to Rusev Day. I just wanted to ask you, how much have you enjoyed working with Aiden English? And what do you think being teamed with him has kind of brought to your WWE career?
Oh, man, he is a blessing in disguise. He's so good. He's so talented. He's on a whole nother level. He's got a theatric background. He can sing, he can act, he can wrestle, he can do it all. And, when we were put together, it was supposed to be a joke. Like, straight from the source. It was supposed to be a joke. And there it is. We just turned it around. They gave us lemons, or what is it? They gave us lemons and we made it lemonade. So, it's damn good lemonade, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, at the Royal Rumble, obviously, we saw you come in right at the start, and that there was such a reaction for you. And it's always a good indicator of, how someone's viewed by the fans, what it's like when they get eliminated. And half an hour later, I think it was, when you were finally put over the top rope, the crowd were really disappointed, booing. What does that mean to you to be getting that kind of a reaction, such a raw, emotional reaction?
I mean, it feels good to feel that emotion that the people are connected with me. I was in the Rumble when Daniel Bryan came down and he got eliminated after 2 minutes, and people lost their minds, like they really didn't like it. It worked out good for him though, because he went in I think main event of WrestleMania later on. So it worked out for him. So there's always maybe a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And just talking about WrestleMania, you made your way to the ring in a tank in arguably the greatest ever WrestleMania entrance. Do you believe you can top that? And what have you got in store for us this year?
I mean, I can definitely stop it, but it's a dome this year, so I don't think I can drive a tank or fly an airplane or a helicopter in it, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to come up with something else.
All right, cool. Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. We'll move over to Miguel Perez at Mundo Deportivo.
Yeah.
Hi, Rusev. Happy Rusev Day. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And what are your plans for WrestleMania 34?
What am I? To be there for the whole week. Maybe eat some good food in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I love their food. It smells really bad around, but I'll get over that. And just get the experience. And I don't even know what's the match, who's going, what's happening. But it doesn't really matter. I'll be there and I'll have fun. And Rusev Day will be there, so... And that's all that matters.
Okay, do you think that Lana can be women's champion in the future?
Of course she can. She's got the best psychology in the business. In the girls, I'm not girls, sorry, I didn't want to say that. In the women's division, she's got the best in-ring psychology. You just got to put you got to put it together and apply it in the ring. And one day it will just click, man, and it will be scary for everybody.
Okay, and my last question, remember, last time that I see you was in the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid, and tomorrow Real Madrid have a very difficult match versus PSG in the Champions League. What do you think has happened to Real Madrid this season?
It's a mystery to the whole world. It's not just to me. I really thought we need some fresh legs. We're kind of getting stale. I don't know, Zidane. Everybody blames Zidane, but Zidane is amazing. He won so much in such a short time. But all of a sudden, it's the easiest way just to turn and point fingers at him. I really think that we need a new striker. I think Benzema needs to go ASAP. Like, he needs to go 5 years ago. He's just not doing his job. Like, they could put me in that position. I'll do exactly the same as he does. Nothing. So, yeah, I think this summer, unfortunately, they're going to let Zidane go. But they're going to have 2 or 3 new signings, and hopefully there will be a good way to start the summer. But it doesn't mean we can't win the Champions League at the same time.
Okay, Rusev, thank you so much for your time. See you in New Orleans, and I hope that Real Madrid wins tomorrow.
Hala Madrid.
a la Madrid. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks. We're gonna do Christian Bruns in Germany next, please.
Yes, hello, Rusev. How are you today?
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Yes, very good German indeed. So maybe it's also like Rusev and Lana Day today because, of course, the Mixed Match Challenge, your first round match is coming up tonight.
Right. It's called Ravishing Rusev Day.
Oh, okay, yeah. So when you heard about the Mixed Match Challenge concept initially, was it like that you, of course, wanted to be in there and teaming up with Lana? What was your first thought when hearing about the Mixed Match Challenge?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I never ever had an opportunity to be in the same ring and wrestle with Lana because we were supposed to have a match against me and Summer, her and Dolph, but she broke her wrist unfortunately. So that match we couldn't do. But now we're actually on the same team. We're married. Everything is just perfect, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's Mixed Match Challenge.
So is there like a certain pressure on you now, or even being a little bit nervous because teaming up with Lana obviously is different to teaming up with your normal partner in English?
Well, usually I'm never nervous before my matches. I keep saying that, but for some reason Lana has put so much pressure on me for tonight that it's unbearable. I'm like, woman, just relax. It's okay. But she keeps talking about it, and she keeps talking about it. She wants to watch more footage. She wants to train more. I'm like, you're going to be okay. Just calm down. So I feel like it's going to be a long day today.
Yeah, maybe talk about a minute about you training with Lana for the match and for her WWE career in general.
She's the most hard-working woman I've ever seen. She works so hard. She doesn't see if she has to. She'll go to the gym, then go to the ring and study film and everything. She's just unbelievable. I've never met anybody like that. Not just woman, but a man as well. She wants to succeed in a very bad way. And I'm trying to give her my 2 cents, my knowledge with the little experience that I have. And if she takes it good, if she doesn't, well, she's my wife, so I can say anything.
Yes. Quickly, one last thing from me. WWE returning to Germany for 4 days in May. Obviously, you mentioned you are going to do a lot of traveling in Europe, a lot of buses and driving around. But is there like one country you like coming to most when traveling Europe, besides Bulgaria, of course?
Well, if you're speaking of Germany, then it's got to be Germany,
Of course. That's a very fair
but no,
answer.
I just love Europe. Like, Europe is so good. Like, it's just unbelievable. It's so small, but every country is its own, and it's like the culture is so different, and the structure and the architecture, everything is so beautiful. Like, Europe is. One day I'm just gonna take a car and I'm just gonna drive through Europe and live my life because it's so beautiful. I will never do that in America. I'll tell you that much.
Thanks, fantastic. So have fun tonight with the Mixed Match Challenge.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to move over to David Dunn in New Zealand.
Good morning from New Zealand, Rusev. I was wondering if you could start off by telling us a little bit about the charity that you're representing in the Mixed Match Challenge, Global Citizen.
Yeah, Global Citizen. It's a great charity. Charity is always good. It doesn't matter who you do this for. Charity is great. But Global Citizen is just one of the top charities, and I'm just honored to represent them. And I'm going to do, me and my wife, Lana, we're going to do our best in order to win that prize for them.
Fantastic. And then, now, tomorrow, obviously, it's Rusev Day, but for the rest of the world, it's Valentine's Day. So how do you and Lana go about celebrating Valentine's Day?
Well, Rusev Day kind of cancels Valentine's Day, so, you just got to, is that what's more important, Rusev Day or Valentine's Day? Obviously, Rusev Day, but, actually, now that you reminded me, I haven't gotten her anything. So I might have to get a quick run to the store and get a couple of things together. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. And then finally, it's early days yet, but it looks like at this stage the main event for WrestleMania from the SmackDown side of things is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura challenging AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. What do you think of that matchup? Is that an amazing matchup coming from the SmackDown side of things? Is there anything that Raw could do to top that potentially? What do you think?
Well, I don't think anything is set in stone. Just because he won the Rumble doesn't mean that AJ cannot lose his title tomorrow, today, or next week. So anything can happen, and that's why WWE is the best, because you never know what can happen. You know, we may have The Rock shows up and beat AJ, and then he faces Nakamura. So I get it, all the hype about, you know, the independent thing, wrestling, and it's AJ versus Nakamura from back in the 1995 in Japan, and that's all good, but nothing is set in stone, my friend.
Very good point. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to move over to the Indian Express. Or aren't we? Indian Express, you still there?
Who's Express?
Well, it was supposed to be Indian. Sports Kita, are you available? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
Happy Rusev Day, Rusev.
Oh.
Happy Rusev Day, my friend.
The first question is, so you'll be going up against Elias and Bailey in the mixed match challenge. Do you think Elias is a better musician than Aiden English?
Absolutely not. Aiden English is a prodigy when it comes to music. He graduated, you know, like theatrical and everything else. So he is no way you can out-musician Aiden English.
Right. You shared the ring with Goldberg last year, I guess. How was the experience? And I know that you're a Goldberg fan. How did the whole thing come about?
Something cut off. I couldn't hear. Sorry.
So you shared the ring with Goldberg last year, I believe. How was the experience of that, considering you are a big Goldberg fan?
I shared the ring with who? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't hear that either.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Say that again. He shared the ring with who?
Goldberg.
Oh, that guy.
Last year.
Oh,
right. How was the experience?
Oh, it was great. So the first day he met me, you know, he kind of like we went to shake hands and he looked the other way. I was like, okay, you know, you don't care about me. That's fantastic. And then we had to work together, and he came and gave me a big hug and thank you and all that. So I see right through his Goldbergness. But it was good, you know. He went out there, he trying to, you know, do a couple of things. Unfortunately, he slipped. He had to hold my head so he can get up, but I understand. He's 65 years old, so things happen. We went through it, and now every time he sees me, he's my best friend.
Right. And my final question is, last year, Jinder Mahal was your sidekick. What do you think of his growth into the modern-day Maharaja?
Oh, it's all me. I did the whole thing. I took, you know, me and Jinder got to work together. We had great times. You know, we beat up a lot of ex-WWE superstars now. We had a great time with each other. And, yeah, and the next thing you know, he went and did his own thing. He became a WWE champion, which is amazing because me in 4 years, I never had a WWE title opportunity. And I thought that once he got it, he held it for 6 months. He's going to give me at least a shot at it. But he didn't even do that. So, what are you going to do?
Right. Thank you for your time and for the Mixed Match Challenge.
Thanks. We're going to move over to Will Jones. Go ahead, Will.
Hi. Happy Rusev Day, first off.
Happy Rusev Day.
Basically, I wanted to, because we've already spoke, a few people have asked you, obviously, about wrestling. I wanted to go back to Real Madrid. And I just if you had to pick one Real Madrid player to tag team with you in the ring, who would you pick?
Correct?
If you had to pick one tag team in a tag team match, who would you pick as your partner?
Yeah, he's asking you current or all-time Real Madrid players.
All time. We can go back.
Ooh, all time. Now you're making it difficult. Let's do it current. I'll definitely put the captain, Sergio Ramos. He's always there when you need him. He scores goals in the 97th and a half minute. You know, he's the captain, man. He's gonna carry you through everything. And he looks like a tough guy too, so I'll definitely take him.
Oh, I think he could handle himself. Would you not be tempted to maybe pick Zidane because he's got a deadly headbutt?
Oh, don't start. Don't start. We all made mistakes. I'm sure Materazzi said something really bad and offensive, and sometimes you just gotta take it in your own head. I mean, him.
No. I was also watching some video on Up Down earlier where you beat Neville and Roman Reigns at FIFA. And I was wondering if there's many of the other guys on the roster who watch football backstage, or watch soccer backstage. I know Sheamus and Finn Balor are both quite big football fans, and I was wondering if any of the guys in the back do watch football together.
It's up, down, not up, down. Just, but who else watches football? I don't know who else does. I usually, like if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Champions League, I'll just grab my iPad and find a nice secret room that is very quiet, and I get to watch my games. But you're right, if Sheamus is there, I always watch it with him. And with Wade Barrett, back in the day, used to watch it with him. He's a big, Preston North End guy. Whoever that team is. After that, I just watch it by myself. I don't like, every time I get to watch it like a Champions League final or something with my wife, and she knows to leave me alone. She just films me, in my emotions. But yeah, other than that, it's just me.
That's fantastic. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Steve Adams on the line from Australia.
Yes, I am. Thanks very much, Rusev. Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day.
Now, Rusev, I read something interesting about your childhood, where you used to trade videotapes in the streets to watch wrestling matches. When you were growing up, who did you idolize the most?
The one and only, the immortal Hulk Hogan. He was the man.
So
he's the one, man. Like, he got me. As soon as I saw him, I hit that was my man. That was the guy.
And Rusev, WrestleMania, WWE is a global phenomenon. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep getting better and better. What is the ultimate for you? What do you ultimately want to achieve with your WWE career?
Well, the obvious, become a world champion, main event WrestleMania. Those are definitely top of my list. And whatever Vince throws at me, I'm ready. Whatever he throws, I'm taking it.
And one more quick question. If you could create any match that you can design, so, you've got Hell in a Cell, you've got the Royal Rumble, what match would you like to create for yourself?
What match would I like to create for myself? That's a good question. I really liked, I think it was 2 years ago, me and Roman did the Hell in a Cell. And that match really became my favorite because, it's just that you're locked there and it's just two men going at each other. And no one leaves, man. It just stays there. I think that was definitely, so far, it's been my favorite stipulation for a match by far.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rusev. Have a great day, and hope to see you in WrestleMania. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
We're going to move over to Catch News in France.
Hello, Rusev. How are you?
Elated. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, when you arrived on Monday Night Raw, you were one of the most dominant superstars, and you did not lose one match for a whole year. after your defeat against John Cena at WrestleMania 31, you struggled a bit to reinvent yourself. What can you tell us about that? And is it difficult to completely change your identity or your character like what you did with Rusev Day?
I don't think that changing my identity was a problem. I think that's very inaccurate, actually. Yes, I did lose Cena, but that's just how things go. And then we started the whole conflict with wife Lana, which we've never seen before. So then we had that evolution of Rusev that, you know, the problem with my manager Lana at the time. Then we had to go back and forth, and then we go against each other. We had those promos with the posters and Woman Cow. I don't think that's the same as the Rusev from the first year. So I think that's an accurate statement.
Okay. Last year you missed WrestleMania, and it must be a terrible experience for a wrestler. How can you approach this kind of situation, and have you been helped by the WWE staff to feel better?
It's just life. That's what it is. You fight hard, you get hurt, you get a surgery, and you miss WrestleMania. It's just life, man. You can't explain it any different way. You know, it's not all peaches and roses. Sometimes things happen. You just gotta move on. There's always another Rusev Day.
Okay, and one last question. Can you describe the 24 hours planning for a perfect Rusev Day? And do you have a message for all the worshippers of Rusev Day in France?
You know, a lot of people see you can't. Like, that's the beauty of Rusev Day. You don't have to organize anything. You don't have to plan anything. It's just about who you are. Just celebrate who you are. That's what Rusev Day is. It's not about what they want you to be or who somebody else wants you to be. It's just about be you, man. At the end of the day, just be you.
All right, and you have a message for the fan in France?
I'm looking forward to seeing them. If we're going to France, I have no idea, but if we are, I'm looking forward. And also, PSG is going down, friends.
All right, thank you so much, and have a good time with WWE for WrestleMania.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to move over to Josh at Sport Bible.
Hey, Rusev, how's it going?
Oh, elated.
Good stuff. Touched on your relationship with Aiden English and how highly you rate him. Between yourselves, the chemistry just instant. You know, you click straight away.
Yeah, we definitely click right away. It's hard not to. You know, I knew him since back in FCW days, developmental. Mm-hmm. So we go way back, and he's just a nice guy. Like, overall, he's really, really genuinely nice guy. And I like nice guys. You know, sometimes you may be like the best wrestler in the world, but if you're a bad guy, then guess what? I'm not gonna hang around with you. I'm not gonna get along with you. But he's just a cool dude, man. So I love hanging out with him and just throwing ideas and making this Rusev Day bigger and bigger.
Good stuff. And secondly, obviously, you're coming back to the UK in a couple of months' time. What are your least favourite and most favourite things about the UK?
I don't understand why we eat for breakfast. That's the one thing I don't understand about UK. Every morning we wake up, we go to camping, and there's going to be canned beans. Like, why? Why do I need beans for breakfast? Yeah, that was my biggest problem. Other than that, I love the fans. The fans are just amazing. They're there, packed houses every night. If they haven't get a ticket, please go now because it's going to be sold out soon. It's just fun, man. They know, they watch the product, you know, every day religiously. So it's always good, you know, twice a year and see them and, you know, do our thing in front of them.
Yeah, it's always good fun. Finally, being a big football fan, if you could pick an ultimate five-a-side team from players past and present, what would your team be?
Ultimate five?
Yeah, five-a-side, 5 players all time.
Do they have to be positions or no?
It's up to you.
Well, that's difficult. I'll take definitely Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. He's definitely my favorite player of all time. I will take Zidane. He's my second favorite player of all time. And from there, it just gets very difficult because there's so many unbelievable players. I mean, I've never watched Pelé play, but I know that he's like an icon. It's just difficult, very, very difficult to go. I mean, Messi, as much as I dislike him and he's on an opposite team, I mean, he's on a whole new level as well. And, of course, Cristiano. So I think that's about 5. All strikers.
Would you have Bulgarians in there?
Excuse me?
Would you have any Bulgarians in there? Stoichkov or Stoichkov?
Oh, well, Stoichkov, definitely. You know, my good friend Hristo, he's a unique individual, not just a player. He's a unique individual. He's the most passionate guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We'll top player, top block.
Thanks a lot. We're going to move over. Is Scott from Muscle and Fitness Australia here?
Hey, that's great. Hi, Rusev. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. I just wanted to comment that you're looking to be in great physical condition at the moment, and you really appear to have toned. Was this a conscious decision on your part, and how have you gone about getting in such great shape?
Well, how did I get in good shape? I started dieting, a little bit more experimenting with different kind of diets. But my workouts are pretty much the same. It's all about, tracking, my food log and log everything I eat type of deal, which before I never used to do. I just eat a lot of like chicken and yogurt, and that's pretty much it. Now I have to watch, the carbs and the healthy fats and the avocados and all kinds of different things, which is new to me, but I'm definitely enjoying it.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, and it really seems to be paying off. I'm just wondering, it's obviously really tough to stay fit when you're on the road. How do you tackle fitness on the road, and do you take pre-prepared meals with you and protein shakes and that kind of thing?
Well, the gyms are easy. By easy, I'm not saying easy. It's just you got to find a local gym and you go pay and you work out. Usually, all the cities have something that you'll be able to get a nice hour and a half workout, whatever you got to do. As far as food, I used to do the Jimmy Seafood. That's a food prep. They just ship the food in my house. All I got to do is just put it in a bag and take it with me and then use the microwave to eat that. But now in this phase, because I'm going through all kinds of different phases, I just need, take a lot of stuff from home that I buy, like the MCT oils, the healthy fats that I can take with me, put it in a bag. And then I'll just find a spot for food, and I'll take a couple of meals, eat in, and take it to go.
That's awesome. Last question then. How do you and Lana support each other if you do? Do you support each other on your fitness and your nutrition and that kind of thing?
Right. We do. It's hard because she eats gummy bears and M&Ms and I can't. But it doesn't matter what she eats. She just looks great. And now that she's taking, that's a really loud noise. She's been working out really, really hard because she wants to gain muscle, and definitely you can tell she's packed a few pounds. And it's good for her to see that, she finally gotten into weightlifting as well as I have.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Rusev.
Thank you.
Thanks. We got about 15 minutes left, so we're going to move over to Lee at Vulture Hound.
Hey, Rusev, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Cool. Brilliant. You are one of the savviest social media users in WWE's roster. How would you, any advice you would give to somebody looking to make a name for themselves, to market themselves using social media?
Well, just show them what you got, for the first couple of years, I couldn't do that because, I was stuck in that, not stuck, but I was in that role that was very specific. But now that I'm just me, I get to, show my personality and market myself through all kinds of social media stuff. And people see it and they understand it, they get it. and they love it. So you got to do the same. It doesn't matter if you have 10 followers or 2 followers or 1 million followers. You know, they grow, and once somebody likes your stuff, they're gonna retweet and go to the next and next and next, and that's how you grow, and more people hear about you.
Fantastic. And who is Fastlane's coming up fairly soon? Who do you think is looking to get matched at Fastlane?
What was the question again?
Fastlane is fast approaching. It's in about a month's time. Who is looking to get crushed? Who are you looking to crush at Fastlane?
No, I'm down for anybody. I've never backed off a challenge. I'm just waiting for, not waiting, I'm just there. I'm there, and whoever gets in my way, I'm going for that W. It don't matter. It don't matter if it's a champion, AJ Nakamura, if it's Bob Roode or Orton. It don't matter. Just come at me, and we're going to have a good time.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rusev. I'll let somebody else jump on.
Thanks a lot, Lee. We're going to move over to Jefferson.
Hi, Rusev. How are you?
Fantastic.
Just wanted to ask you about, because I read an interview the other day with Elias, and he was speaking about sort of the creative freedom he's given to do his own character. How much freedom are you given to do the Rusev Day stuff, and how important do you think that is?
Well, I pretty much, I'm not saying I'm doing what I want, because there's always a direction, kind of, but then who knows me better than me? I know sometimes they write words that are like way too complicated. I'm like, I can't say that. Like, I don't even want to try to memorize it, because I don't even know what it means. And that's what happened when backstage we had Renee asked me, how elated are you? And I really didn't know what elated means. I asked her, what does that mean? So she had to explain to me. I was like, okay, so now I learned a new word, and I get to, use it all the time. So it's just, it's a lot of me. The things that you see, all the fire-ups and, all that is me.
Is there someone you sort of, or there are several people who you sort of look at their work in the past, historical figures in wrestling to pattern yourself after and model yourself on?
Well, there's a lot of people that I actually take stuff from. Most of them are bad guys on movies, like Tang Po or Chung Lee. But as far as wrestling, I really, I love Hogan, as I said. As little as I can take, I'll take from him. I love Angle, man. Angle, like, he's one. He's probably number 2, the best of all time, or number 1, something like that. And every time I get to do something funny or something stupid and I really don't want to do it, I look back and like, man, Kurt did so much worse. But then in the ring, he's just that animal. He's just the Olympic champion, So Kurt is another big influence. Umaga, definitely Umaga. He was the man that when I started training in Knox Pro, I was watching him and like taking a lot of things from him. So those are definitely 3 of the guys.
One thing I've really noticed, especially with the promos you're doing for the mixed match challenge, is that you seem to be having a lot of fun with it. Do you think that's a really important part of the character?
Yeah, you have to have fun. You have to have fun because it's not artificial. It's real. It's who you are. It's what you feel. If I feel like strumming a guitar and make fun of Elias, well, guess what? I'm going to do that. And it's just that's how I feel. It's not. It's real. The reality is what makes it good. As far as I believe in, and I'm going to do 100% at it. Like, it's going to be good, and I'm confident in my ability to do so.
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot for your time, and good luck for the future.
Thanks, Jefferson. Can we move over to Amin and SEN Radio in Australia? Are you there?
Certainly am. G'day, Rusev. How are you? Happy Rusev Day from Australia.
Happy Rusev Day from the Thunder Down Under. No, that was a strip show. What is it? The Land Down.
We'll go with Thunder Down Under. That still works. But look, we talked about the mixed match challenge, and
obviously, you are on the road with your wife a lot, and she's there on SmackDown with you. Would you like to see more of the men and the women wrestling together, or just leave them separate?
No, I think it's very cool to be to have matches with. Excuse me?
No, it's just background noise.
Go on.
It's the intergender matches are so fun.
What we meant today? We're stuck.
Hey, I know you're stuck, but can you go on mute? Go ahead, Rusev.
Yeah, don't get stuck. Is this the eye of the storm guy? If he's stuck, we're in trouble. Anyway, the intergender matches are so fun. I get to have one. I think it was me and Charlotte and Roman and Sasha like a couple of years back, and it was so much fun. And it's different than what people are used to seeing on TV. So I think it's really cool. The mixed match challenge. It's going to open, I think, a lot of doors for having regular intergender matches on SmackDown and Raw.
Fantastic stuff. Now, you've been a star in NXT, you've been a star on Raw, now you're a star on SmackDown Live. Out of all three brands in the WWE, which one do you like the best?
I wouldn't say I was a star in NXT. I was there very, very, very briefly. I was lucky that Hunter saw me real fast and, moved up. But it's all WWE. It's so good. Like, in Raw, you have more opportunities for people because it's a longer show. It's a 3-hour show. SmackDown's only 2 hours, so the opportunities are limited. But so you can't. It's all WWE. It's all wrestling. It's all good. I can't.
Now, one of your.
I have to say that SmackDown is better because I'm at SmackDown now. So I'll go with that.
Okay, that's very diplomatic of you. Your finisher, the Accolade. It's a devastating submission move. When you started wrestling, did you always want to do a finisher like that, like something like Scott Steiner used to do back in the day, one of those ones that literally looks like it could break someone in half, or did you want like something high impact, or did you always want to go for submission?
What did I do? You saw my monster kick that I do before the Accolade now. That used to be a finisher that I used to do. And then when I was in the Performance Center in NXT training, Terry Taylor gave me the so-called camel clutch from back in the day. He's like, Shiki, baby, Shiki used to do it. So he was trying to make his impersonate him. So he gave me that finish. He filmed it right away, sent it to Triple H, and he's like, yeah, I love it. My only problem was that Jinder Mahal used to do it before me, and he's like, well, he hasn't won a match in forever, so... Wait, I see Elias. Elias! I'm coming for you tonight.
Thanks.
I'm doing the phone, so I'll talk to you in a bit.
Eamon, we're gonna move over to Johan at Catch Press since we're getting shorter on time here.
Sorry, I had to yell at Elias. I gotta psych him up for tonight.
Is Catch Press there? Is CAQ still there?
Oh, you guys are hanging out with me?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I am indeed. Zdravej, господин Rusev. Zdravej.
Oh, grazie.
So it's Sylvain from Catch full disclosure, I'm a Paris Saint-Germain fan, and I'm based out of Paris. Sorry.
All right, move on to the next.
All right, so we're going to...
Okay, well, let me ask those two, because I'm super scared about the game tomorrow night anyway. So one question. If you could pick one opponent from any roster, current, NXT, SmackDown, or Raw, for your match at Rusev WrestleMania Day, who would you pick and why?
Who would I pick and why?
Yeah.
Wow. Those are all good questions. Man, you had good time to think about this, and I don't. Who would I pick? I would pick Vince McMahon.
Oh, wow.
I really want to kick his butt. Yeah, I really want to kick his butt.
Yeah, that's again very diplomatic of you. Another question, Rusev. We spoke about Lana and
very diplomatic? Tell me about this. What do you mean it's very diplomatic?
You know, from where we're from in France, you know, you don't usually cross the bus. But I guess you being a Real Madrid fan, maybe, you know, it's you spoke about Sergio Ramos, about Ronaldo, even about Zidane. Maybe you bend the rules to win a game, I guess.
We are going to win the game.
Yeah, I think you are, I'm afraid. Look, one last question.
You should be able to know that.
We're short on time, so
go ahead, one more question.
Yeah, we spoke about Lana and Aiden English. Could these two become members of a Rusev Tourage, maybe, and we could add other people to that Rusev Tourage? Is there a concept there?
Rusev Tourage, that's a new word, but yeah, man, of course. Now, when I'm with Aiden, you know, we have Rusev Day. When I'm with Lana, it's Ravishing Rusev Day. So, yeah, I'm definitely, you know, as long as, if it calls for, I would love to have my wife on my team, of course. I mean, we'll have so much fun, even more than before, so I'm all for it. Bring it on.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Merci, and enjoy the game tomorrow then, Rusev. See you at New Orleans.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to move over to Brad Lewis. Brad, are you there? Nope. Is Wrestling Inc. From India still there?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Get a couple in.
I need to ask you this. Firstly, you've talked about your relationship with Aiden English. The chemistry between you two has been phenomenal. So whose idea was it to pair you two together? And did you have any input in you being paired on screen?
I have no idea whose idea was it. It was, as I said, it was supposed to be just a joke, a one-time thing. But then we hit it off right. You know, there was a chemistry. We were playing off each other. And the people seem to love it since the beginning. So it was no-brainer then just to keep us together and keep doing magic.
All right, fantastic. And there's a precedence to what you did when you initially came in with Ivan and Nikita Koloff. So when the fans started cheering you as a heel from, outside, was that kind of surprising for you?
Say that again?
There's been precedent in WWE with Nikita and Ivan Koloff, the Russian collision. So when the fans started cheering you, the heel from abroad, did that kind of take you by surprise?
No, it doesn't take me by surprise at all. I mean, yes and no, because they just see that I'm more than that. They see that I'm more than just, as I said, the stereotypical guy from a different country that speaks broken English. They see more than that. And they feel my passion and they connect with me, I feel like, and I connect with them. And that's why, now, instead of boos, you hear the Rusev Day chant. So, because I'm still Bulgarian, I'm still kicking butt. I haven't changed anything. So it happens all organically. And that's how the best thing happens, when it's organic.
Well, absolutely. And we're in the WrestleMania season. And with the WWE Universe firmly behind you, do you see this WrestleMania being the turning point for yourself in 2018?
Do I see 2018 as the turning point?
Or WrestleMania being the turning point for 2018?
WrestleMania being the turning point for you.
I think you're having a pretty good 2018 for there to be a turning point, but...
Yeah, well, I don't even know what I'm going to do at WrestleMania, so it's very far-fetched to me to tell you that WrestleMania is going to be my moment that's going to turn 2018. So I don't even know. I mean, I take it day by day, each Rusev Day by each Rusev Day. As long as I open my eyes in the morning, that's a great opportunity for me, and that's how I look at it.
Perfect. One last question. You responded to McGregor's dives back in 2016 via social media. Now with Ronda Rousey coming to WWE, if McGregor ever chose to step inside a WWE ring, would you be interested in welcoming the Irishman?
McGregor?
Yes, sir.
He's not coming in WWE. What is he going to do here? He's got $150 million. What is he going to do here? Move on. Go.
If he does.
Sit at home.
Let's say if he does.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see. I mean, I would like to sit me, him, and Sheamus, and get a pint of Guinness, and then go from there.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, sir.